For the night in Europe for Roma, right now doing it back-to-back, qualifying for the final of Europa competitions there. Welcome you on the show, 360 Sport on Trust TV. Adeni Ajishafe. We look at those stories trending. I will start with that particular big one coming from Roma. Roma advanced, Juventus fall to Sevilla, while Fiorentina set up West Ham final in UEFA Conference League competition there. That's a big one for Roma right now. They're coming back-to-back. Last year, they were able to win the Europa Conference and now the Europa Cup finals, celebrating Jose Mourinho there. Well, I have in the studio Olawale Peters. Good to have you.
Good morning, Adeni, and thanks for having me once again.
Yes, looking at that story there, for Roma, they did the win from the first leg, and the second leg was a 0-0, and right now they qualify for final.
Yeah, and as expected, Mourinho deployed his tactics again yesterday. I'm not really surprised about the outcome of the results. You know, it's like the case of a master and a servant between Mourinho and Xabi Alonso, and that was why he said he didn't jubilate the way he normally jubilate after winning a very tense match like that, because he still have this bond between himself and Xabi Alonso. So, and I've seen that a lot of people have criticized Mourinho for what he did yesterday. But to be honest with you, I beg to differ. Mourinho is a coach that he knows what to do and when to do it. I recall in 2010 when he deployed the same tactics against Barcelona when he was at Inter Milan, and they are on their road to final of winning the Champions League. That was when he even won treble with Inter Milan before he left for Real Madrid. He played 10-1. 10 defenders and 1 attacker, and they were like, what really happened? You are spoiling the game of football. And he gave them a very good example that, okay, it's a case of you having a Ferrari and I'm having a small car, and they asked us to race a Ferrari and a small car. Definitely I cannot beat the Ferrari, so I have to deploy a strategy. What strategy will I deploy? Either I break the wheel or I put sugar in the tank of the Ferrari. Whatever happens, the aim is for me to win the game. And that was what he did yesterday. And I think as much as people want to blame some coaches for parking the bus, as we normally call it, you should also blame the opposite team for not making use of their chances. Now, the Bayern Leverkusen, they had 28 shots on target yesterday. You have 28 shots on target and you could not convert one to a goal. So that means you are not clinical. So why are you blaming your opponent? If they have scored a goal, definitely Mourinho will change his tactics from whatever formation he deployed yesterday to come out, because it's going to be 1-1. So I think we should all read the games very well. So I think it's a very good one for Jose Mourinho. He has shown that, yes, he's aging, but the experience is still there. I think it will take a long time to see a coach that will break some of the record that he had currently right now. And the Conference League started last year. He won it as the first coach. I think the last time Roma they played in final was in 1990-1991.
Of any competition? Of
any competition. And it took them there last year and he won the trophy.
Now they are back there.
They are back now. So that shows whatever happens now, they've achieved something. Within 2 years, you won them an European trophy. And the following year, you are playing at the final. And currently, they assist on the table also. So I think Mourinho has done very well. Roma have done very well, but it's not over until it is over. Let's see what happens when they play their final match against Sevilla. That would know they are the king of Europa. And just like Real Madrid, they are the king of Champions League. But we saw what happens to the king of Champions League when they met Manchester City.
The king of England.
The king of England, exactly. The local champion and the European champion. The local champion showed that, oh, I will batter you, and they battered them left, right, front. In fact, if you normally play Mortal Kombat, that's what they call flawless victory.
Looking at this picture, Mourinho with his antics, he's already showing that at 1-5, although it was not planned. But look at it right now. He has done it, and he's going on the 6th now, talking about UEFA competition. While we're looking at that picture, we'll come back to that picture. Let's look at Jose Mourinho's record in European finals. He has really done well for himself when it comes to playing at the European final. Jose Mourinho's record in European finals, he has won in 2003, he won with FC Porto, Celtic. He won against them 3-2 in that UEFA Cup. 2003-2004, Porto 3 against Monaco, UEFA Champions League. 2009-10, he actually did well against Bayern. That's a UEFA Champions League 2-0. Manchester United was with them 2016-2017 season. He won against Ajax, Europa League Cup. And then last year, as you mentioned, 2021-2022, against Feyenoord, 1-0. And now, Roma versus Sevilla final.
Okay, if you don't blow your trumpet, who will blow it for you? It's just like the popular saying here that when an Agama lizard falls from maybe 4, 5, 6-story building, you look left, right, and center. If nobody's clapping, you do his head like this and nod and say, "Well, I've done a very good job." So that is what he's doing. And take it or you leave it, you have to give it to him. We don't have any coach that have done what he has done. He has played in final of 5 European competitions, 2 UEFA, 2 Champions League, and 1 Conference League, and he has won all the 5. So that means he has 100% record when it comes to playing at the final of European competition. And it's and if you look at all the scores we have here, apart from in 2002, 2003 against Celtic, that his team considered 2 goals. All his team, when they get to the final,
they won all outrightly.
Not only winning, they don't concede. So that shows that he has a way, he has a tactics, he has a strategy. Look at Porto against Monaco, 3-0, Inter Bayern, 2-0, and that's the same Inter that played a defensive game against Barcelona before the final, because en route final, they play against Barcelona.
Of course.
And it was a defensive game, and everybody blamed him that the game was boring. But the following match against Bayern, he won 2-0. So that shows that he normally deploys his tactics. It's like a general. When you're going to war, you know when to go defend attack. So that's what he does. Look at his game in Ajax also. When he won that with Man United, that was the only trophy missing in the cabinet of Manchester United. They've won virtually everything, all trophy in all competition. But that Europa was missing in their cabinet, and he gave them. Up to now, he's still in the record of Manchester United that he has won it for them. Then if you look at also the Conference League also, for the first time, he did it. He won it. So this time around, let's see what will happen. Maybe the jinx will be broken, because if you recall also vividly, that he's still holding the record of the longest unbeaten run by a manager for 9 consecutive years. Jose Mourinho played his game as a manager for 9 consecutive years at home without losing a match. He still have that record up to now. So let's see what will happen at the final. Maybe the king of Europe will show him that, oh, we know how to do this. This is our best right. We'll get it. Or we'll tell them that at the master of tactics when it's come to football. Let's see how it goes. Then also, we shouldn't forget what David Moyes, what he has done. Yes,
we're actually coming to Conference League there while we're talking about Europa Cup. The Europa Cup right now, Europa League Cup rather, that Roma, they've qualified. Let's look, Sevilla, just like we mentioned, against Juventus. A lot of people were thinking maybe Juventus will be on the table, but it never happened. Sevilla really showed that we know how to conquer when it comes to this.
Okay, if you recall last week on the show, I made a comment that it would be difficult for the old ladies to win the match because playing the second leg away from home in Sevilla and in Spain, the support would be massive. And if you watched the match yesterday, it was danger all through the stadium, sincerely. Juventus was leading before, but the old lady got tired and they equalized. And they even scored their second goal almost about 80-something minutes or thereabout. So that shows that Sevilla, take it or leave it. Look at them on the La Liga table. Look at where they are. They are not going to play in Europe next season. So the only opportunity for them, and the same thing, the only opportunity for Roma to play in Champions League next season is for them to win this. So it's going to be a very interesting match to watch in the final. Sevilla, you can't take it away from them. I knew it would be difficult to have Juventus winning Sevilla away from home. The Spanish team, they know how to deliver when they are playing at home, not away from home. And also, I think it would be boring to see the like of Juventus and Roma playing in the final of Europa.
At least that's Italian.
That's the truth. We saw what happened between Inter Milan and AC Milan semi-final. As bad as Chelsea is, they will have played a more attractive football than what we saw during the semi-final. It's like, I know you, you know me. So that's why I'm not really in support of Juve playing in the, or winning Sevilla so that they can meet Roma. So both Roma and Sevilla is going to be
a balanced game.
A balanced game.
We've been talking concerning Europa League there. Well, right now, let's cross to the lower league division of UEFA competition. That is Europa Conference League, a big one. You look at West Ham United, they were able to do well in that game. Surprisingly, David Moyes, before you actually talked about it, I took it from your mouth, but David Moyes has shocked everyone this season concerning their race at this particular conference league.
I'm not surprised because if you look at the trajectory of what he has been doing for the past 2 years, when it comes to playing in Europe, last season he did the same thing also, but unfortunately he couldn't go further. But this time around, he did it. And so what he needs to do now, and I think what he did, he tried to prioritize what he really wants, what he really needs. Can he qualify and make the top 4 in Premier League with the stiff competition that we have currently? He looked at himself, he looked at his team, and he told himself the truth. No, I can't. Can I make the top 6? I can't. Okay, do I have an opportunity of this conference league of making it to the final, of even lifting the trophy? The last time West Ham United, they played in the final of any competition was in 1976. That's 47 years ago. So that means he has given the fans something, either they win it or they lose it, they're already happy with it.
To celebrate.
And currently right now, it's doing very bad in the Premier League, because he's sitting about 15th on the log table. But to me, he has escaped relegation because he's having 36 points currently. And with 36 points currently in what we have now on the log table, you are secured of playing in the Premier League for next season. So what he needs to look into going forward is for him to have to expand his team. Just like we have Manchester City. A lot of people are surprised the reason why Manchester City, they are doing very well in Europe and at home, because they have 2 first 11. If you look at their first 11 and their second first 11, they can still beat anything. So when they are making a substitution, it's like nobody is tired. At times you have the likes of Kevin De Bruyne not playing, you have Alan being substituted, but you still have people that will come in that wants to prove that I don't want that vacuum to be there, that because so person is not playing, we are not performing. That is what the likes of West Ham and co, including Arsenal, that will be playing in Europe next season, they have to look into now. They have to look at the depth of their team. They don't really have the team that can play week in, week out, because it's going to be very, very intense next season. You're going to play FA Cup, Carabao Cup, Premier League, Champions League, and it's going to be very massive. So I think David Moyes, he has done very well for West Ham United, but it's not over until it's over. And there's no trophy for second position, just like we do normally tell our Arsenal fans that you have no trophy for coming second. It's either you win the league or you don't win the league. You and other team that came 15, 16, you are the same team. No trophy for second position. So there won't be trophy for second position in the Conference League final. So their objective is to lift the trophy and bring it back home.
Wow, good one there. I was actually almost talking about the Arsenal issue, but anyway, let's continue with the show. Right now, Fiorentina, against all odds, they were able to turn the table against Basel, while Basel was leading the first leg, but right now they were able to qualify. It was a good one for Fiorentina. Checking the Italian league now, 3 teams making the finals of all the UEFA competitions. You see Inter Milan getting to the final of Champions League, Roma in Europa Cup, and you have Fiorentina right now in Conference League.
Okay, and this is going to be the first time that we'll be having 3 teams from the same country playing in the final of all the 3 tiers of European competition, because they just introduced the Conference League. So that's why I said this is the first time that we're having that. So that shows that the Italian FA, the Italian club, the Italian management, they are doing something very well. Because for the past 5-6 years before now, they don't get even to the quarterfinal or the semi-final. They normally crash out from the group stages, and when they go to the Europa Cup, we'll see them also not doing very well. It has been England. There was it 2 years ago that we had the likes of Liverpool, we have Chelsea, and we have Man City playing almost in quarterfinal and semi-final of Champions League. So that shows that even in Europe, the competition is going to be very. Look at Barca, for example. Now, whoever knew that they would get to this stage that it got to against Fiorentina. So it's going to be very, very interesting. And I actually thought, because that was the shocker yesterday, I thought Barca will really win the match, looking at what happened during their the first leg. So I think a good one for Fiorentina, a good one for Roma, and a good one for Inter Milan. I hope 3 of them will not lose out in the final, but that will be more painful.
It will be painful.
That we have 3 teams making it to the final, and none of them could pick the trophy home. I know they know what to do. You know, Italian league, they have their own mindset.
But from the way it is, you see Fiorentina being able to dislodge West Ham. Looking at the fact that West Ham seems to be ready for this.
Okay, and my prediction, if you ask me, I see Inter Milan upstaging Man City in the final. Sincerely, I see that happening.
Okay.
And I see Roma beating Sevilla on the final, and I see West Ham beating Fiorentina in the final. So I'll give 2 trophies to Italian league.
Let's wait and see. Maybe that particular prediction will come to pass. West Ham, Fiorentina, a big one. It will be coming live in Prague, Czech Republic. And you look at Champions League, Istanbul. Where will it be? Well, from the way it is, Man City, Real Madrid, Roma, Sevilla. And you have West Ham, Fiorentina. We've been talking concerning UEFA competitions. Let's come back home and talk quickly about our own MPFL, Nigerian Premier Football League. Rivers United beat Doma United in their at least the match they are yet to play, but right now they've completed it. They have 2-0 in that game, and it's a good one for them because they were able to win, and right now they are celebrating. If you transfer that to the way the table is standing after winning that match against Doma United, Rivers are now 3 points ahead of Lobby Stars after playing to complete their own match day 17 with 9 goal difference, 33 points. And you look at the way it's standing right now, it seems Rivers are really made for this.
Okay, this is what we want to see in the Nigerian Professional Football League. Not something that 2-3 matches before the end of the season you already know who the winner is. Right now, from the table that we have here right now, it is only Rivers United that have qualified for the Super 6. The other teams, none of them have qualified. They still have a lot to do when it comes to winning their last match. Doma United, currently they are having 30 points, and for them to really score through, they have to win their next match. And even if Doma United should win their next match, they're having 30 points, it will take them to 33 points. But if you look at the goal difference between Doma and, between Lobby and Rivers United, they are having 4 goal difference. So that means Lobby Star can only top the league table if they can beat win their next match with about 5 or 6 goals. And since the beginning of this season, we've never seen that. The most interesting part now is going to be who will pick the 3rd ticket between Doma, Sunshine, and even Abia Warriors. Because now Doma, they are having 26 points. Sunshine Star, they are having 24 points, and Abia Warriors, they are having 24 points also. Now, the next match will be between Doma United and Abia Warriors. If Doma should draw the next match, it will give them 27 points. Okay, that is not good enough. They don't need a draw. They need to win outrightly to make it 29 points. Because Sunshine Star, they are going to play their next match with Dakada FC, who has been relegated already. So they have nothing fighting for. So if that happens, if Doma didn't win their next match against Abia Warriors, they draw, and Sunshine Star, they are able to win Dakada, it will take them to 27 points. And if you look at the goal difference between both of them, Sunshine Star, they have more goal
so at least the goal advantage. Difference is
3. They are having 2. So that is an advantage on their own part also. So what they really need to do, Doma, they need to win their match. Abia Warriors also, they believe that currently we are having 24 points. We can make it and win Doma United. If you win Doma United, we'll be having 27 points. Having 27 points, they will dislodge Doma on the 3rd position, and they will now be praying that Sunshine Star and Dakada FC, they should draw or they should lose. So they still have hope also that they can make it. So the last match will be like the final for this in this group. Apart from Plateau United.
I look at Niger Tornadoes. Just, assumptions. What if Sunshine, Abia, Doma all lose their game? And Nigeria should win. 23 plus 20 will be 26, and they win big. They have 2 as their goal difference. What did they score 4 goals?
Okay, my advice to the IMC right now is to beam their searchlights.
Seriously,
they have to beam their searchlights because this calculation, this analysis we are making right now, you'll be surprised. A team that have never scored 3 goals will be scoring 7, 8 goals. And the first 2, 3 teams that will know that they are likely to win, all of them will lose. So they should beam their searchlights in all the matches. Thank God, the matches will be played simultaneously. Especially
the match involving Doma, Sunshine, Abia, Niger. Those 4.
They really need to, especially the match between Doma and Abia Warriors.
Because both of them,
they have the opportunity. Then also between Sunshine and Dakada FC. This is Nigeria. We can be getting it right from the beginning, but towards the end of the day, they'll just say, "Man, let's do what they know how to do best."
Oh my goodness!
So I think the IMC, they should try and beam their searchlights and give a very stern warning before the match, and make sure they have their people all around throughout to make sure that the integrity that they started with, they end the season with it.
Good one there. Talking about the MPFL, while we digress a bit from football, let's talk about wrestling. We have contingents over there in Tunisia, and just yesterday we won 1 gold. A lady did that for us, Tarifullah, but now at least a wrestler, a male, has also done it by winning another gold for Nigeria in 85 kilogram category. His name is Harrison. Right now, Nigerians are celebrating another gold for us at the African Wrestling Championship. At least today, we're expecting another one from Blessing Oborodudu, who will also be fighting, world champion when it comes to wrestling. She'll be fighting today, but for yesterday, we had Harrison winning another gold for Nigeria.
Yeah, good one for the country and by Harrison. And to be honest with you, only that we are not beaming our searchlight in other sport activities that only talk about football. From where I came from, we call this one Ijakadi. And it's something that people do for fun. They do it without being paid for. It's something that you learn where you are growing up. So that's why we need to go into this grassroots sport development. Go to all the nooks and crannies of Nigeria and get this raw talent, refine them the way they normally refine the petroleum product and make it a finished product. A very good one. I'm not surprised that we are winning the gold the way we are winning the gold, but we still have more that we need to do going deep into it. And we know Blessing, she has done it before, so I'm not going to be surprised if she come home with another medal.
Hopefully we can get more gold today. After all, Blessing is the world beater. When it comes to wrestling, we're waiting to hear good news from Tunisia with over there, the African Wrestling Championship. Let's take one more story before we wrap it up. But this time around, we talk about tennis. Rafael Nadal, a lot of people were expecting him to play at the French Open, but right now, the Spaniard have actually announced retirement plan. He will be retiring in 2024. He pulled out of that particular French Open because his body is not ready to play. But if you look at it so far in his career, let's look at his profile right quickly. Just a short one there. He's from Spain. He has played in so many competitions, but for Grand Slam titles, he has won 22. The same with Novak Djokovic. Djokovic will be competing at the Grand Slam. That is French Open. So he wants to see how they can at least better that lot. For Rafael Nadal, ATP rankings, 14, highest ranking in one. And really, at the age of 36, he said his body is already telling him to put a stop to this game. But his mind still want to play.
If you have played the game of tennis before, you know how energy consuming it is, and this is something that started since 2005. 2005 till date is how many years now? That's like almost 18 good years that he has started this competition, and he has remained at the top. From the 22 Grand Slam that he won, he featured in 30 finals. So he won 22, and he was a runner-up in 28 games. He was 5 times an ATP Player of the Year and 5 times ITF champion. He has won Olympic medal, both on single and double. There's nothing for him to prove to anyone again that is the world champion when it comes to table tennis. That is why highest ranking, it's #1. Sincerely, it's better for you to leave when the ovation is at loudest, so that all the small boys like you have them now coming up to challenge them. You shouldn't get to that stage. Let him leave the record there and let those come in, try and sweat to see how they'll break the record that he has made. He has nothing to prove to anybody again, and this is the best time for him to really retire and enjoy his money, because I don't think he's enjoying the money that he has made. So this is time for him to go on retirement plan, retirement holiday, and start enjoying his money.
A good one coming from Rafael Nadal. Looking at his career, he has done well for himself alongside Roger Federer, Novak Djokovic, acting off just like the way Pete Sampras, and also the likes all that tennis that actually did when it comes to that particular sport. That will be it on the show. I want to thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you so much, Adeni. It's my pleasure.
Yes, I'm Adeni. Jisha Sport is always business and fitness. Thanks for watching.